Now we're going to look at composition of functions. Composition, what that means is I've got a function inside another function. Just like, your tennis shoes, it's a composition of materials where you've got rubber and cotton and nylon. So with composition of functions, it's really necessary to use parentheses and use them correctly. So if I've got f and g and their functions, then the composite function f, okay, now this is the symbol they use for composition. G, its composition of f and g, is defined as this, but I prefer this particular notation because it pretty much tells you what you have to do. Here's my x. First thing I have to do is look at the inside function. And once I have that inside function, then using functional notation, with parentheses, substitute that in for f. That's how that's read. We read this f of g of x. Okay? So given f of x and g of x, they look familiar. I've used them before. We're going to find the following. Now, you might call this fog, but don't call it fog. I'd rather you rewrite this as f of g of x using your parentheses. Now imagine this. I've got to start on the inside. Remember when you have order of operations and you've got more than one grouping symbol? Always start on the inside and work your way out. So with x, well, I need to see what function I need to go get. So if I go out just one, I see I need to go get g of x. So with parentheses, I'm going to get that 1 minus 2x, put it in here. Okay? Now, with this, think about this. Pick the parentheses up, lock, stock, and barrel. Go look for x and f, and I'm going to substitute it in there. Whoopsie. And guys, we've seen this before. I've got to go and FOIL this, bring it back. So if I FOIL that, that would give me 1 minus 4x plus 4x squared. Okay, now I've got to distribute the 2 and combine like terms and put it in descending order while you're at it. Now what if, think about this, what if g of x had been x plus h? So I would have x plus h here, and remember f of x plus h, where we had to take parentheses and all and look for the x's? Well, we've already done this. You just have not seen it this way. So this would be g parentheses f parentheses x. So rewrite it first because that'll give you a little bit better idea what you've got to go do. So go snag f of x, put the 2x squared minus 3 in here because they're equivalent, they're of equal value. Now, with parentheses, think about picking this parentheses up, everything inside, and go plopping it in where your x is in your g function. Distribute through, you've done that before, and then combine like terms, and you would end up with that. Okay, now I've got g of x, so rewrite it. Go get g of x, which is that 1 minus 2x, and put it inside those parentheses. Pick this parentheses up and go back and put it in for x wherever it exists. Distribute, that would be a negative 1 minus 2 plus 4x. And I would have 4x minus 1. So that's that one. Well, just like before, I can have specific values to put in. So let's try these. So I've got different f of x and g of x here. That g of x looks familiar, but this f of x is different. So rewrite this. That would be g of f of 7 halves. So the 7 halves, if you'll notice, I've got to take that and go to f, get an answer. So if you put 7 halves in here, let's see. That would give me a 14. That would give me a 16. So square root of 16 should be 4. Check it and see. So 7 divided by 2, storing for x. Second square root 2 plus 4x. Yep, there's my 4. So the 4 is going to replace that f of 7/2. Come on, I moved you. Whoopsie. And guys, now I'm back. This is just functional notation. I just have to do it 2 times here. So I need to take 4 to g. When I get there, I should end up with 12. So there's my answer. Now this one, rewrite it. That would be f of g of 0. So now I've got to go take this 0, and where do I go? Hopefully you said g. So if I take that 0 and go to g, I'm going to end up with 0. So 0 would replace this whole thing. So I'm going to have f of 0. Now me going to 0 here, or taking 0 up there, I would end up with the square root of 2. So that would be my answer. This would be g of 3. Sort of a neat game. So take 3, go to g, so that would give me a 9 to replace this piece in here. And then I've got to get g of 9, so that should give me 27. Won't you pause me and you try this one? Let's see, that would give me f of g of 1. So I take 1 to g, I would end up with a 3 in here. Whoops, that should be f right there, shouldn't it? You need to change that. That's f, because that is 3. So I need to take it to f, and if I do, put in 3. So I would have square root of 14. So if this is g on your paper, make that f, okay? But square root of 14 would be my answer. Here, I know. Let me change this real quick. You'll see what I do, because that's not right. Yay, much better. Okay? And that's it for composition of functions. So you need to try some now. Thank you. Bye-bye.